Laowa 10mm F2.8. Does it have a time and a place for some things you can use it for and some things you really shouldn't be using it for? For example, real estate. In my broader review of this lens, which I will put up here, I didn't have any photos that I could share with you in terms of real estate, but now I do. So that's what we're going to be covering in this video. Very raw, just going over in Lightroom compared to what I typically shoot with, which is a 16mm Viltrox f1.8. Side by side, how it looks, what 10mm gets you versus 16mm, and you can kind of make your own decision if this is something you should be looking at. Also know that I haven't done any fancy editing to these yet. I've just done the straight 3-image HDR merge, which realtors seem to love. I haven't fixed anything else. So if there's white balance issues, exposure issues, if there's a slight orientation issues, I haven't done it. That's why. We don't care about that. So this is a basic bedroom, obviously, nicely staged. This is with the 16mm Viltrox f1.8 at f5.6. This is the same room, same exact setup on the tripod with the 10mm at f4. Side by side, so you can see 16mm on the left, 10mm on the right. Big difference in terms of what you can fit in there. Look right here, you can see the whole part of the door, the edge of the door frame. You can see this, which you don't even see on here. So there's a big difference in terms of what you can fit in the frame. Also note that I don't have the lens profile corrections for the Laowa still. I do have them on the Viltrox and they are turned on. The big thing obviously with this lens is the fact that even in the edges here, the lines are still very, very much straight. Obviously some white balance issues here, but this is at 16mm and this is at 10mm. Massive difference in terms of what you can fit in again. So 16 on the left and 10 on the right. You can see the whole curtain here, which is straight. You can see the edge of the door frame here. Same lens, a different day. Now, if you're here watching this video, my guess is you probably make photos and videos for real estate clients. And today's sponsor might actually help you with the post-production editing side. Now, if you're creating real estate videos for your clients, you know better than anyone else, you have to add a ton of lower thirds, titles, effects, animations. Motion Array has all those things. You can just download and drag and drop directly onto your timeline. If a client wants an intro for all of their videos, you can download a template and brand them easily. There's map route animations, infographics, animated callouts for highlighting parts of properties. Just a ton of different things you can practically use. There's also vertical social media templates that can be customized quickly so you can create content for your clients and just send them the version that they're able to post straight away. That's minimal work for you, but something they'll be really happy with and looks good for them when they post it. Doesn't matter if you use Final Cut, DaVinci, or Premiere, you can just select the software you want to use and it shows you everything that is compatible with that. Also included with your membership, there is a collaboration and review tool, so you can send clients work to be reviewed, drafts, they can timestamp moments that they want changes to be made. There's also plugins that work directly with the software that you use. You just download the installer. Things like color grading, film effects, stylized looks, grain overlays, particle overlays, you know what I mean. And if you forget to fly your drone somewhere, you miss a shot, you miss some B-roll, your membership also includes stock footage, music, sound effects, and photos as well. It's entirely membership based, so if you want just a month, you can do that, or you can do a year. It gets you immediate access, you just download what you want, there's no additional fees. Click the link down below to try Motion Array. You can actually try it completely for free. You won't get access to everything, but there's still a ton of assets that you can try out. Let's get back to the video. It doesn't look nearly as bad as I thought it would, to be honest with you. Like, this still looks like an image that I would happily provide to a realtor. This looks nicer, but in terms of like viewing the whole space, this doesn't look over exaggerated. I was in this space, physically took the photos myself. It doesn't look far off from how that room felt when I was in it. And that's a lot down to the fact that this lens doesn't have any distortion. It's 0D. Let's look at the alternate angle here. So 16mm on the left, 10mm on the right. Again, it doesn't look too far-fetched that like I would happily provide this. This is definitely underexposed. Let's fix that a bit. I'd happily provide that as an image. It doesn't look over-exaggerated by any means. Here's a more extravagant example in the kitchen. So this is with the 16mm. That's the 10mm. Huge difference in terms of what you can fit in. And I would say that like this isn't an image I would provide. This one here on the right. This I would provide. The framing, obviously, because I was making sure that both of the framing was the same for these, so you really could see the difference between the two. I would fix the framing on this image on the right here, and then you could probably do something with it, but this is completely fine. In this situation, there's no need to use this wider 10mm field of view compared to the 16 here. So this next image is actually an example of why this lens is very useful potentially for real estate in certain situations, not for everything. So this bedroom here has an ensuite, which I tried to show in the image. This wasn't the main image of the bedroom that I provided, but you can see there is an ensuite here, but you really can't tell very well. And I wanted to showcase that. A big part of the way I shoot when it comes to real estate is I want to physically be able to show people all aspects of the house so they can visualize, well, this room connects to this room, that kind of thing. And that's really important. So if we go to the side-by-side here, that's the 16mm on the left, and this is the 10mm on the right. And you can see that the 10mm allowed me to get framing which completely shows the bedroom having an ensuite and the two are connected. So this is an exact scenario of when the Laowa would come in really useful for showcasing the connection between two spaces. And again, the lines are all perfectly straight in every aspect of the roof of that house. You can tell there is actually a bit crooked, but on the door frame there, it's straight. On the window frame there and on the curtain rod there, it's straight. Now, I will say that this ceiling fan here starts to get a little bit exaggerated because that was facing towards the lens, but otherwise, that's a really good image that you could potentially provide. This is showing the entryway to a house, and I like the fact that I could show connecting spaces again. So the front door on the left here, the fact that in their mudroom area they have a closet, and then that it leads directly into the living room. I don't have a 16mm image of this, but you wouldn't be able to get that same look like that, because the 16mm and the 10mm have a completely different field of views. Now these aren't really images that I would ever provide, it's just to show you that when you do certain angles and get close to things, it starts to look over exaggerated and it doesn't look as real. For example, this table right here, it doesn't look very real. It looks like it's almost like on a weird angle and there's too much exaggeration on the table. It just doesn't look real. Same table again from a different angle, you can see it completely changes the shape of it really. And again, it doesn't look real. It's not an image that I would provide. But this right here is an exact scenario again of where the 10mm would come in very handy. If you shoot real estate, you know that a lot of bathrooms are sometimes very hard to shoot in because of mirrors and the size of them, especially more like powder rooms or half bathrooms. This was a bedroom in their lower part of the house. It's like a granny suite, so it wasn't staged and furnished quite the same way, but you get the idea here. So this was right at the edge of the door frame with the 16mm F1.8 shot at f5.6. Same exact tripod setup. This is with the 10mm. You can see the bathroom as a bigger picture. You can see more of the bathroom, exactly how it looks. I will say that this is sharp, but that soap bottle does look over exaggerated. In a perfect world, when this room was staged properly, I would have removed that soap bottle and this towel and this soap and all this stuff here, but didn't really care so much about this space. It's more the upstairs. But you can see how that changes the way the soap bottle looks. So, yeah, like I've already said, it doesn't look as over exaggerated as I really thought it would. It's a 16mm. It's the 10mm. I really thought it would be more exaggerated than it ended up turning out. So the Laowa 10mm F2.8 is potentially a lens you might want to throw into your gear bag when you're shooting real estate, because it definitely has a time and a place for certain shots. Hopefully that helps you out if you were looking at this lens for real estate. If you haven't watched the video already that I posted, watch that one up here. If you're not already, subscribe down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.